Hey guys, it's Areesa. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are making a beautiful chocolate bomb dessert which is perfect for your next date night. We're gonna make some beautiful chocolate bombs and fill them with ice cream instead of hot chocolate and all of your favorite toppings, and then pour hot fudge sauce on top, and it's gonna melt down into this beautiful magical dessert which is perfect for Valentine's Day or any special occasion. So first things first, let's make the chocolate shells. So I'm starting with some pink luster dust and mixing that with clear alcohol to form a pink consistency, and then we're gonna splatter that into the chocolate mold, just like we did when we were making hot chocolate bombs. Then I'm going to melt down some white chocolate. I'm using compound chocolate. You can also temper a high quality couverture chocolate and use that instead. Then we're just pouring that into the mold, bringing it up the sides with the back of a spoon. And then shaking out all the excess. And you really want to shake out as much chocolate as you can here because we want these shells to be as thin as possible so they melt down as soon as that hot fudge sauce hits them. And because I shook them so vigorously to get all of the chocolate out, we end up with this beautiful effect from the pink luster dust. And look how beautiful they are. You can also make this dessert with any of my other hot chocolate bomb designs. I'll leave those videos in the description below. So we have our beautiful chocolate shells ready to go. Now we need to make some hot fudge sauce to pour over the dessert. You could also pour over ganache or caramel. I'll leave those recipes linked down below. They're in the hot chocolate bomb video, but there's something about hot fudge sauce and ice cream that just goes so well together. So I'm gonna chop up some dark chocolate and set that aside to use in a second. Everyone always asks what kind of chocolate I use, and most of the time I do use Calavo. So that is what I'm using here. And then in a pot, I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons of butter, half a cup of whipping cream, a third of a cup of corn syrup, 3 tablespoons of brown sugar, 3 tablespoons of cocoa powder, and a pinch of salt. And all of these measurements will be in the description below, so don't worry about getting all of that. So I'm going to stir that together and bring it up to a simmer and let it cook for around 5 minutes. Then pull it off the stove and add a splash of vanilla. And a quick tip here is to let that syrup cool just for a minute or two before adding it to the chocolate so that we don't burn that chocolate. Then stir it all together. And look at that beautiful shiny hot fudge sauce. So now we're gonna make a Chantilly Cream, which is just a fancy way of saying vanilla whipped cream because you gotta have whipped cream on a sundae, right? So if you watched my last video, you know the secret to whipping cream is to use a cold bowl and beaters. So I've got my bowl from the freezer here and I'm adding some whipping cream, a couple drops of vanilla extract, and some sugar. I just eyeball those and I'm just whipping that up until it is nice and stiff. And then I'm taking a 1M star tip and filling my piping bag with the whipped cream. So we have all of the necessities of a hot fudge sundae covered, and now we're gonna work on all of the extra little things to make this dessert super special. So first things first, we're going to use some freeze-dried raspberries to make a beautiful pink garnish for the plate. So I'm taking my freeze-dried raspberries and look at that gorgeous color on them. We're gonna blend them up with some powdered sugar to get this beautiful pink color. And I cannot believe that this color is completely natural, you guys. It is so beautiful. It's actually a little too bright of a pink for me, so I'm gonna mix in a little extra powdered sugar to get this beautiful pastel-y pink. Now I think we're missing something crucial to this sundae, and that is some brownie pieces. I happen to have some left over in the freezer, so I'm gonna use that, But you can use whatever you like, your favorite recipe, or even store-bought, whatever works for you. This brownie is super fancy because it's actually left over from another video. I'm gonna put that video on the screen here in case you want to check it out. But I am just chopping off the top, which I will definitely snack on later, don't worry, and cutting it up into little cubes. And the last thing I'm going to use is just some fresh raspberries to tie all of the colors and flavors together. And I'm super extra and like to pick out all of the prettiest ones when I'm making dessert. Okay, so we have all of the elements of the dessert ready. We want to have all of this prepared beforehand, and the rest is going to happen when it's time to eat dessert. We have our chocolate shells, hot fudge sauce, freeze-dried raspberries, fresh raspberries, brownie pieces, vanilla ice cream, and our Chantilly Cream. And now for the fun part, let's start putting the dessert together. I'm starting with a simple round dessert plate, and I'm using a smaller bowl in the center that's just a little bit larger than the size of our chocolate bombs. And then we're just going to dust over some of that raspberry powder. And when you lift up the bowl, you'll have a nice spot in the middle for our chocolate bomb. So I'm just taking the back of a pan and heating it up with a torch and melting down the top edge of that chocolate shell to make it nice and smooth. And we have a cute little bowl for our ice cream. And then I'm going to melt down the very bottom as well, just so that it will stick onto the plate. Next, I'm taking my vanilla ice cream. I'm using vanilla bean ice cream, and you can see all of those beautiful vanilla bean specks running through it. And then I'm taking a little ice cream scoop or a cookie scoop. I'm going to scoop in 3 scoops of ice cream. Then you're just going to arrange your raspberries and brownie pieces on top, or whatever toppings you like. And top it off with some of that Chantilly Cream. And this is beautiful as it is, so if you don't want to do the whole melting chocolate bomb, you could just serve that for dessert, and I'm sure everyone would be really happy with it. But we're going to finish it off by melting down the other side of that chocolate shell and closing it up. And now for the best part, we are going to pour over that hot fudge sauce. You definitely want to do this at the table because it is so impressive to watch. So I just reheated some of that fudge sauce in the microwave, and then you're just gonna pour it right over your chocolate bomb. And is that not absolutely amazing? And then you just dig right in. And there we have the beautiful chocolate bomb dessert. It is perfect to impress your friends and family, or just eat it on a Tuesday night and treat yourself, whatever works for you. But anyways, guys, that's pretty much it for today's video. I hope you liked it. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. Let me know in the comments below if you have any questions or what you want to see next, and I will see you in my next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye, guys.